Okay folks, I'm in Google Drive at the moment, but I'm going to navigate to, using the waffle for the Google Apps, navigate to Google Docs. Okay, so just a quick short tutorial here. Colette shared a file, and the file is called Feelings Vocabulary. So I'm going to just click and open that file. And I can see there that the file has a couple of features actually. It's a shared document. So if I go to share, I can see there that Colette has shared that with 20 other people. So 20 members of staff. If I was to click on there, it would give me a list of who those members of staff were, or students, or whoever it's been shared with. The other thing that I can see is the version history, and I can see that by going to last edit. So this is a hyperlink, and if I click on that hyperlink, it will take me to the version history. So I can see there that this is the current version, and this was edited, or Colette has created this document and added that text, and that was then imported as a docx, so a Microsoft Word document. So it tells me something else as well. So I'm going to go back there, and so that was just using that hyperlink to get to version history, and version history is useful when you're looking at student work. We'll look at this in more detail when we start to look at commenting and suggesting, and we can see when the student edited and what the student edited via the version history. And then the other way to get to that is just to go to File, Version History, and you can see that we can see the version history from there as well. Also, you can see that I'll talk about that name, the current version. So when you're working on a document, you can at certain times, if you think that you are making a significant change, but you might be unsure about the changes you're making, so you could give that a version name, and that would make it easier to go back or move backwards and forwards between different history versions of a document. So that's where you can name the current version. Just coming out of there, I'm just going to look at one more thing, and that's the fact that this is a Microsoft Word format, I should say, and I want it to be a Google document. There's not really a huge reason for changing this, but I've got into the habit of converting Microsoft formats into Google formats, just so that I've got every option available to me. And I would do that by going to the File menu and Save as Google Docs. So let's click on that. It opens in a new tab, which means it's given me a new version. And you can see that the file extension has disappeared now, and I'm now working with a native Google document file. And that's what I wanted. So I've got a Google document file, and if I click on the Docs Home icon there on the left hand side, you'll now notice there are two versions. So there's Colette's version that was shared originally, and there's my version or my copy, which is now a Google document, but you'll notice that there's still the icon for share on there, so it's still shared with the same 20 people. So the last thing I'll look at is just open that document again, and let's say that I did want to make a copy of this. So someone has shared a resource, I like it, but I want to make my own copy. Well, we can do that, and we do that by going to File, Make a Copy. So File, Make a Copy. I'm going to keep the same name, but it always puts copy of before. And the next thing it does is that is a material that's currently saved into the Entry To folder in a shared drive. So I'm going to click in there, and I'm just going to navigate back until I get to the root of my drive. So there is my drive. So obviously when you're working on yours, that will be your drive. So that's my drive there, and I'm going to select it so it saves it into my Google Drive. Ideally I would put this in a folder, but I'm just being a bit sloppy today. I'm going to say OK. and it makes another copy. Very, very frustratingly, but that's what it does. And then so let's go to Google Docs Home, and now we can see that I have feelings vocabulary, and that is not shared with anybody because the share icon is missing. And I can click on that and I can make additional edits to it. I can share it again. I can do whatever I want with it, and that's just going to function as my Google document. The other two are still there, and that's the Google one, which was converted and still shared with the same people in the same drive, and then the original one that Colette had uploaded from Microsoft Word. So there you go, just a couple of tips on using Google Documents.